Hello Year 4, today I'm going to go through the two maths pages that we've set you. So it's page 44 and 45 and it's focusing on the 6 times tables and the 7 times tables. So I'm just going to go through a few questions with you. Now from page 44, I'm going to have a look at set A. Let's just go through this one first of all. So it's asking me to count up from 0 in steps of 6. Okay, so I'm going to focus on question 2. So question 2 wants me to count up in 4 steps of 6. So there's 2 ways that I can do this. I can either count in my 6's 4 steps, or I could use this number line strategy that they've used. I could draw a number line all the way up to 10 times 6 or 12 times 6, and I can use that to help me work out all of my answers, or most of them probably. So I'm going to, my problem is going to be counting in my 6's 4 times. 6 times 4. So if I use my number line, that's 0 times 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my first answer is 24. Next, so I'm not going to go through all of those, but that's how you could work out those ones. Having a look at set B then. So now in set B, there's just some really nice fluency times tables, just to practice your fluency in your 6 times tables. Then there's some missing number ones, so don't let these confuse you, because some of them have got times, some of them have got a divide, okay? Now, when there is a missing number problem, we do the inverse operation. So I know that the inverse for multiplication is divide, and the inverse for divide is multiply. So let's have a look at question 11. So something times 6 equals 66. So I'm going to write it out on my whiteboard, and I'm going to do the inverse operation. So I'm going to do 66 divided by, because I know divide is the inverse to multiply, equals. So I've got 2 options here. I can count how many times 6 goes into 66, or I can have a look and I think, this is my times tables here. My 11 times tables, it goes in 11 times. Or you might know that 10 times 6 is 60, and another 6 on top of that, 11 sixes is 66. Let's have a look at number 12. This time it wants me to divide by 6 equals 3. So I'm going to do the inverse operation, which is going to be to multiply. So when we multiply, it doesn't matter which way around the numbers go. So I could do 6 times 3 or 3 times 6. So 6 times 3. Remember, same as addition, it doesn't matter which way around the numbers go. It does matter which way around the numbers go for divide or subtract. 6 times 3, so I can either count in my 3's, so we should know your 3 times tables super speedy by now. And if I know my 3 times tables, I also know this 6 times table gives me 18. Okay, so that is just a few tips for that page. If we move across to page 45, this is pretty much the same, but it's using the 7 times tables. Okay, so we're looking at the 7 times tables. Similar thing for this one, you can copy this out in your book. So write your own number line. We always use pictures, drawings to help us with our working out. So you could draw your own number line all the way up to 12 times 7, and you can do your add 7 jumps each time, and then you can plot your numbers on there, and that will really help you. And look down here, they've written it out as repeated addition, because that's all multiplication is, it's repeated addition. Okie dokie. So let's look at set B. I'm going to focus on let's have a look at one of the word problems. Okay, so a netball team has 7 players. So 7 times tables. How many players are there on 5 netball teams? So this is asking me to multiply. It's telling me that each netball team has 7 players on, but the question wants to know how many players are on 5 teams in total. So I'm going to do 7 times 5. Now, I'm not that great at my 7 times tables yet, but I can see that there's a 5 in there, and I'm really good at my 5 times tables. And I know that 7 fives are 35. Okay, so remember, completing set A and set B from both pages. Set C is a challenge, so it's completely optional to complete set C. And just a reminder that make sure you watch the video, talk through the work, drawing out the things that are going to help you, and just getting through as much as you can within the 1 hour maths time.